Hello everyone, so this is your first session of result collection. We will create illustrations in Illustrator, and then later we will use Photoshop to kind of make it our background. So let's start the new. And actually we will do the tracing, letter size 8.511, CMYK, high 300 resolution. Okay, so we will actually use the some model drawing to trace the bodies. So we will use the some address one file to trace the dress bodies. So let's actually not the open, this time place, because whenever you wanted to trace but not really doing anything with the file itself, we will need to do the place. But if you open and they wanted to do something like in terms of the clipping mask or in terms of the changing anything, then you will need to open. Okay, so that's the difference between the file open and then place on the file option. So we will do place. And then we will open not the dress but the summer dress. Summer dress one, open. And that open place. And then we will kind of adjust the size. And then it's been, actually I don't need this one for now, so I can close. And once you place this one, another thing that you need to remember is you will need to add new layer. So it's out of screen, so you cannot really see, but if you click the hamburger, I may move here a little bit. So hamburger here, and then you see the new layer, and then hit OK. And then don't forget to put the toggle lock on the bottom layer so you don't really move anything on the the drawing. Okay, and then we will trace P, and then make sure you have no fill. You have no fill, and then only line color. And I will actually use the red color again so you can see, but you don't need to if you don't want to. Okay. And we will add the hair later, but we will draw so what we're gonna do is we will trace each part of the bodies. Okay. Enter. Enter P again, and then so let's see whether I think I can include my arms in the one object. Okay. But I think I will separate legs from the bodies. I will actually, because let's assume we don't have heads there. So it's kind of hidden. And then actually I will come back here. So and add the line later, but I will actually come back here. And then I will draw the penny line. Again, I can add the line later here. So we'll actually just trace the outline. Oops, it's too thick in terms of the bicep. And then again, I can add that arm part, finger part later. So we actually just to come like here. Oops, I will fix that part later. And then, important thing is you have to complete the object, okay? Which means you have to come back where you start. So, I may zoom out and then make invisible. You should have this one as a complete and this one as a complete, okay? And then this part details later you can add. Okay. I will fix the line once I trace all the things, all the body part. So left is going to be a leg. I may zoom out a little bit. Okay, and then P again. And then so let's do that. And then here, oops, Control G, oops, and then again you have to come back where you start to complete object, okay? And then we will do the left P leg. Again, I will do the quick drawing first, and then I will do the modifications to make my line prettier. Then lower part of the leg is almost done. And then done. Okay. So once we are done kind of brief outline, I can actually make this invisible so I can see my lines better, and then I will modify. So I'm keep modifying the lines here, and then I will actually, I don't like this kind of stiff shoulder here, so I will do Shift C so I can anchor. So it's Shift C that you want to change, and then anchor A. And actually I wanted to do this one join so it doesn't go separately, and then A. Let's see what happened here, why it's so sharp. Okay. Same thing here, why it's so sharp. And then I will, after I bring with V, let's see, A. Yes, and then maybe Shift C, and then I will change this one to a little bit curvier. Okay, so let's see whether I need to further change a thing. Again, we're gonna add line later if needed, because we're gonna put the clothes on. Sometimes you don't maybe need a lot of inside body lines, like sometimes it's hidden, but if you feel like we need those later, we can add that part later. So this is good for now. Okay, so yeah, and I know when you learn the illustrations, you might get a little bit more elongated in terms of the leg. So even I traced as a real length, you can maybe elongate the length, okay? And then once you trace the, escape. And then once you trace your lines, you don't need that summer dress file anymore. So you can actually remove, or if you do not mind, you can leave it there too, okay? Okay, let's do the add skin tones on this. And before do that, I will actually change my line color to maybe, actually I can change the body color, line color to the skin tone too, but I want it to be a little bit thinner line. So I changed my stroke to the 3/4 or 0.75. And then go to the swatches, and I told you about there are some libraries like default as a default, resources. So go to the swatch. So again, if you don't have this swatch window, go to window and select the swatches. Then go to, and then let's open Swatches Library. And as you see from here, there are a lot of pre-existing swatches in terms of the, art history swatches or textile food, etc. So the swatch that we're gonna open is going to be actually skin tone. So there are a lot of skin tone that you can try to use. Okay, so either this, or it's up to you. And I may try to use this one. So I may bring this one to here, and then I want this one for my shade, and then another shade, okay? Or you can use from here too. So click, and then you just click this, okay? Or click this, okay? So you can use this as a directory, or you can move to the swatches, and then you may save as a collection, result collection swatches, something like that. So it's up to you how you use. Anyway, so let's apply this, this, and then I think I want a little bit darker line for my line. So I will put the stroke up and then put this. Okay, and then I put this. So instead of black, I'm using a little bit darker, kind of brown here. Okay? Oops, it didn't change. Okay, and then this. Okay, then what we're gonna do is actually we will add some shadow. So, that's going to be up to you, like how much shadow you want to add, but P, and then, so let's pretend the light's coming from the right side. Okay, so I may add a little bit here. Enter. So I will actually draw all the lines that needed to be done in terms of the shading. So I will actually, let's add some here. Enter. Then here. Enter. And then enter. So again, you can use Photoshop to do this kind of shading. Do you remember we learned about the dots tool and bond tool in the Photoshop? Enter. Okay, so after that you edit, I may add more here. Enter, and then you can actually click everything together with the shift key hold on your keyboard. So if you hold your shift key selection, then you can select. Okay, and then I will actually do no line, and then for stroke I will want to use this color. Then what we're gonna do is, because I want smoother than strong, so do you remember the transparency? We can actually reduce the transparency about be 50 something. And then let's see. Actually, let's do more. It's too strong. Oops, it's too mild. Let's see. Yes. Okay. So we will add a little bit more shadowing. So actually not the shadowing, but the make it brighter. So again, the light coming from the left side. So left side is going to be lighter. You don't need to worry about that, the filling color parts yet. We're gonna eventually make it lighter. this. Enter. Click, and then maybe add it here. Oops, I think it's too long. And then maybe some here. Oops. Okay. So after you edit the lighter part, with the Shift V selected, and then with the Shift key, you may select Shift key, hold, select, click, 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 and then select the lightest color. Actually, it's the same color. I may pick the lightest color, and then actually I may increase the, let's see, or you can use actually, let's see whether we can use the hard light, not the hard light, maybe soft light. Yes, I think it works. Okay. So again, depends on how you draw these shadowing lines. You can make a little bit more kind of mild way, okay? And then same thing for this one, you can maybe even reduce the opacity a little bit if we want like smoother transition, okay? Then let's add some hair, and then we will put the clothes on. Okay, so to draw hair, I may remove so I make the my drawing a little bit visible, so I can kind of trace her hair. And then I may move this body part away, so I can draw. So P, and then I may zoom in. And then I will change my color to red so you can see better. And then let's do no fill for now. Okay. So I may zoom in a little bit more so I can show better here. Oops. And then I may zoom out again. Actually, I think I can kind of come all the way here. And then okay, so to see the overall shape, you may feel the colors. Oh, actually, let's use a skin tone for your hair. Okay, and then we will not have the maybe stroke. We may have a stroke. Maybe I will just use the color. And then I will use on the stroke, not the uniform, but change this too. Okay, so that's going to be your first layers of hair color, and then we will add some shadowing for hair. So after I apply the color, I realize I think I may need to modify some lines. A. Then I will choose. Oops. Oops. And I think it might be better that if we make a even smaller stroke. So I may change my stroke to ½ inch. And then what we're gonna do is actually we will add a new layer here for the color part, for the shadowing, because I wanted to copy of this and then reduce and then modify to get the shadowing effects. Okay, so Control C, so hold your hair part, Control C, and then add a new layer and then Control V. Add a new layer and then hit the enter. And then make sure you select the new layers here and then Control V. Okay? And then you may put the toggle the lock for the original hair here for now. So you can, kind of you can make adjustment only for the layer that you added. Okay? So I'm going to do is use A tool and then try to, and also I may use different color, a little bit lighter color. I think you can select from your skin tone, or you can select from the palette here. Should I get this? Yes. Okay. So it's a little lighter. And then you can, oops. You can make it smaller to get the shadow. Pardon. So again, because it's shadowing, it doesn't need to be perfectly scaled. Okay? So you can actually use your drawing skills for the shadowing parts. And then I may zoom in here a little bit for the top portion to make sure, oops, I'm going to make it smaller here, oops. Because I wanted to show my darker color underneath. Okay. And then try to reduce. So I can show my darker color. Oops. Okay. Okay. So I may zoom out. And then one thing for the shadowing part, I don't want any stroke. So let's put no stroke. Oops. No stroke. Okay. Okay. And then we will actually add more layers. Let's see. So we will add more layers, but this time we'll actually use a little darker color. But before we to do that, let's merge this. So you may put the toggle unlocked and then put these things together with the shift key. So click, shift, hold your shift key on keyboard, click, right click, not the right click, but click the hamburger. And then do you see, actually I need to move this. Okay. So click the hamburger while you have two selected, and then select merge selected. And then now it's become a one layer. Okay. So yes, so we can add new layers here. So you may do the same thing, maybe add a new layer, and then maybe put the toggle lock here, so you don't really touch original drawing, but we can add new lines, and then we will merge later. So I may need to zoom in a little bit because this time my hairline will be really thin. And then I want a little bit different color again, or maybe this time darker again. Okay, darker again. And then I want no fill, a line for now, okay? And then my line should be thin so I can see better. Click back. Click again. Click back. Oops. Click back. Click again. Click back. Click back. Oops. Click back. I may go back where I start so I can finish. And then we'll cut back. Okay. You might need to adjust the color, but I can maybe switch from the fill and then no stroke. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So you might need to continue a little bit more down here and then here and here. So I added more here in terms of the darker color. Okay, so try to make it a little bit thinner kind of stroke. Oops. For each. And then as you add more layer, actually I will add one more layer after this because I want lighter again. Oops. Okay. So I will switch. So there will be only fill, but no stroke. And then I will add a little bit more here again. So I am adding a little bit more in this top portion. So a lot of like zigzag line. Okay, so I will do the switch. Okay. And then I will add a little more here before I add the highlights. P. And then I may switch this, so no fill. Okay. And then once I'm done, I will switch. So no fill, no stroke. Then I will come here on the layer option. Hold your shift key and then select, I may put the toggle lock, and then do the hamburger merge selected. So now you have this one as a combine. Okay. And then I will add a new more layer. Maybe this could be the last one. I want really bright color to add layers and then add layer, and then I will put the toggle lock on the second layer so I can add the highlight without interrupting, touching the base hair here, okay? So, Control plus, and then I will select actually a lot lighter this time. You can actually use some hair, yeah, the color from here, and then I will change for now stroke, and then I will later add switch the stroke. So this time I will make a lot thinner. Enter. A lot thinner. Enter. A lot thinner. Okay, so it's really thin. Enter. Oops. Enter. Actually, I don't need to enter because it's complete object. So once you have the complete object, you don't need to enter, but click second, another location to start. Oops. Click. Oops. Click back. Again, try to make it really narrow. Okay, and then I will move maybe here. And then P. And then really try to make it really thin. Okay. Okay, and then I may zoom out and then select the whole thing because I wanted to switch from the stroke to only fill. Okay, let's see. Okay, so my hair is done, and again, if we wanted to have if we have a little more time, and then you can maybe keep adding some more layers. So it depends on how much you spend. Your time for this, you have a better hair, drawings. So before I forget, I will, this merge. Actually, let me switch. And then layer, and then merged. So now I have only 2 layers. And then let's put everything together. So put the bodies here, and then bodies, hair here, and then we will add a face, and then this, okay. Yeah, so let's add the face shape. Okay, so before I add face, I wanted to see whether my hairline is actually okay. And then I realized some empty spot here. So what I'm going to do is actually we'll add a new layer. And then put the toggle lock for the second layer. And then I will draw some lines. Oops, I wanted to change only lines for now so I can see. And then I wanted to put that one is behind. So unlock your second layer, and then let's put this merge selected, and then let's put this one orange, send it to back. Okay, so it's kind of hidden now. So let's escape. And if you don't like the color, you may select a little bit darker color for this one. So let's add the layer face. So to do that, I will add a new layer and then put the toggle lock for the original layer, so I don't really do one thing on that. And then one thing that let's put this one to unlock the toggle lock. And then what I'm going to do is I will make this face a little bit transparent so I can copy the pictures. So go to window and then have the transparency window open, and then just select the face, and then let's reduce the opacity. Oops. Oh, I think I know my and I have this one, the hair part that I added for hide side. I need to reduce that one too for now, and then make this face visible. Okay. To make that, and then you may put the toggle lock. So I reduce the transparency, and then let's draw the hair, the face. So I will do only line, and then P, and then make sure you draw on the newly added layer. So when you see this mark, that means you got the wrong layer selected. So you need to pick the correct layer, and then P. Oops. Okay, and then A, you might need to adjust the line a little bit, and then I will actually switch. And then C, let's see. Okay, and then let's continue. So let's switch, and then P. And then this. A. Okay, so let's switch to C. Okay, then let's draw a sunglass. Okay, and then I like actually stroke line for my sunglass. So what I'm going to do, actually I will put the fill, maybe a little bit brown. And then my line is going to be a little bit darker brown. Okay. Oops. And then I made this one, put the swatch into the swatches. So I can use the same color for this one. Okay. So fill this. I may select this. Fill. Is this same? Oops. Yes. Okay. It look different with the stroke. Okay. And then I will put a little bit of this, and then maybe no fill, no fill but line. And then if we want to, you may change the stroke line a little bit thicker or thinner. And then after that, you can actually stop like that, or if you want to add some lines. I may need to zoom in. Oops. Actually, zoom in doesn't help. And then for this one, for both of them, with shift key selected, I want no line, actually no stroke. And then I will actually add a little bit line here. Okay. And then I will add a little bit line around here. Okay. And then I may adjust a little here. Okay. And then I think I can add some shadow. I think these colors are too dark. This should be the skin tone that we used. A little bit darker. Oops, yeah. And then the line. And then I may add some lines here as a shadow. And then I will put this one as a behind. Send backward. Send back. And then P. And then select orange and red. Okay. Okay. And then only thing left is going to be a lips. P. We'll actually do the stroke color only. Minus A. Then I will do P. Okay. A. Adjust. And then I will select both together. And then no stroke line. And then I will pick some lip color. And then actually what I'm going to do is I will add a little bit of the shiny part. And then this is going to be click. And then this. And then again, if we want to, you can. Where is opaque transparencies? Where is my transparency here? Like that. Okay. Okay, so and then I will make my face back unlocked. And then you can make this one. Select both layers together and then merge it, select it so it's become one layer. And then try to click the face. And then yeah, increase the opacity all the way. Oops. Oops. What did I do? Okay. I select this one. Where's my face? Yes, improve the opacity. And then this one, I may need to, yes, opacity. I don't like my nose a little bit, but I think we can change. And the last thing left is going to be print address. And we will use the drawing that you did. So we will copy Ctrl C and then Ctrl V and then try to fix to put on her. So before we do put on the dress form on the new layer that we added, okay, so try to create a new layer and then copy and select new layer and then paste, okay, so make sure the copied dress is on the new layer, okay, and then we're gonna put the toggle lock later, okay. Anyway, so this is on the same layer. And if you see the pictures, the hair is up on top of the dress. Okay, so what we're gonna do is actually we're gonna separate this hair. So Control C, Control V, and then because I made a group, I may need to do ungroup to, oh, actually not group. Okay, so I can separate some, and then as I separate ungroup, what I'm going to try, yeah, so I'm going to take this, oh, this is group, ungroup, and then this out, and then ungroup, and this out. So I'm going to actually separate my hair drawing, you know, from the bodysuit drawing. So what I'm going to do is I will actually put this one, Control C, or you can cut, and then make sure you put on the layer 4. Okay, so that's the dress, and then you may save this one as a symbol if you wanted to reuse your hair for other drawing. Anyway, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna put the toggled lock. So your edit layer should have your copied dress, and then the hair that we will put. Oops. And then we're gonna bring this one here. And then you will, actually, because she's kind of twisting her body, we can rotate a little bit. I think I rotated too much. Yes. Like this, and then, yes. And then let's change, modify. So we make sure you have the toggle lock for the body drawing, so you don't touch, and then A, and then try to somehow your underlayer might not be easier for you to move. Then you might take out your top layers, and then you may adjust the underlayer first, and then do the top layers, and then A. And then I may adjust here, and then here, and then fix this. Yeah. Okay. And then, so after you put this one on her, again, last thing is going to be put this one. Oops. I should do group, so it will come together. Oops. Okay, like that. Okay, so there will be all today. So, you need to place your original drawing, and then we actually use a lot of layer work, adding a new layer, and then merge layer once you draw the additional drawing, kind of thing. So we did a lot of in terms of the layer work for the shadowing and then hair drawing. And then we used pre-existing dress drawing to adjust, okay? So let's say, and then in next class, we will create a line sheet, and that's all actually for the all result collection. So after this, we will have a line sheet, and then we will move on to your own collection development. Again, think about your own brand name, logo design, and then target market that you wanted to create your design, okay? So that's all for today, and then this save as a result illustration and AI, and then submit this file as assignment.